morning, everyone, and welcome back to my Savage Homestead. Well, I was in the garden this morning picking what I can for my first harvest, and I got a lot of strawberries, which I'm really surprised for my first harvest. So I decided today I'm going to make an angel food cake with strawberry syrup on top of it. And my husband loves angel food cake with strawberries. And then my leftover strawberries, the gel he pours over his pancakes in the morning. So I'm going to show you how to make an angel food cake from scratch, and then we're going to make a strawberry slurry that goes over the angel food cake. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this is what you're going to need for your angel food cake. You're going to need 12 room temperature eggs. You're going to need white sugar, salt, cake flour. Cake flour is very important. Do not use all-purpose flour. Cream of tartar, and vanilla flavoring. That's all you're going to need to make your angel food cake. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first thing you're going to do, you need room temp eggs. So let them sit on your counter for a while to get room temp. And you're going to need the egg whites out of your eggs. So you're just going to bust them up. And you're just going to put your egg whites in there. And then what I do with mine is I stick them here. Now you can either use that as an omelet, but I'm going to make some creme brulee. So I need egg yolks for the creme brulee, and I don't need the egg whites, I just need the egg yolks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge, and I'm going to make some creme brulee this week. So there is your 12 eggs, your egg whites. Now if you get any amount of yolk in your egg whites, you're going to have to throw it away. You have to throw it out. It will prevent your eggs from whipping and forming peaks, which you need for your angel food cake. So pure egg whites, if you get even a tiny bit smidgen of egg yolk in there, you're going to have to start over with your egg whites because it's not very forgiving. So there's 12 egg whites at room temperature. Okay, so now your sugar, you're going to put 1 cup in a blender. And you're going to pulse this until it's fine. Okay, that's more powdery than the granulated sugar we first put in. I'm just going to take the 1 cup of sugar I just processed in the food processor, and I'm going to put that off to the side. It's in a more powdery form, but it's not as, I want to say, as dense or as refined as a powdered sugar. It's right in the middle. So you just blend it up just a little bit to make it a little more fine. You're going to put 3/4 a cup into your little blender. And you're going to do the same thing. Now to that 3/4 cup of sugar you did, you're going to add your 1 cup of cake flour. And you're going to add your 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're going to close that back up, and you're going to blend it until it's mixed. Okay, I'm going to take a peek in there, and it looks like it's all blended together. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put this off to the side. Okay, now you're back to your egg whites. you're going to need to put in 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. You're going to start whipping it. You only want to whip your eggs in cream of tartar for about 1 minute until it's foamy, which you can see there, it's foamy. Now you're going to slowly add your 1 cup of sugar that you set aside in the beginning. You ground this up. The first sugar is 1 cup. This does not have the flour or the salt in it. This just is the sugar that you refined a little bit more. So you're going to be adding that slowly to your egg whites, and you're going to bump up your mixer now to medium. And you're going to be beating this thing for about 5 to 6 minutes until you start to get peaks. You don't want meringue, you just want stiff peaks. You can tell you're getting close by when you start leaving little wakes as your mixer goes by. So you're almost there. Almost there. See that? We're almost there. Okay. See how good that is? You see the peaks that forms? My oven's ready. Okay, at this point, you're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. And you're going to blend that up. And there we have it. Soft peaks. That's what you want right there. It's not meringue yet, but it's pretty close, and that's where you want to stop right there. Okay, this next step, the final step, is extremely important. You have your egg whites. See how stiff peaked they are? You have your egg whites, and then this is the flour and the 3/4 cup sugar and the salt that you blended together. This you're going to blend into your meringue with a spatula. You're not going to whip it with a hand mixer, or you're not going to you're going to fold it. So we're going to show you right now how to fold it. If you get too aggressive, it takes the air out of your egg whites, and then your cake's going to be flat. It's not going to rise. So let's go ahead and get doing on that one, and I'll show you how to do this correctly. Okay, when you're going to start doing your flour into your egg white mixture, you'll need a sifter. You already refined it in the blender, but you're just going to sift it in over the egg whites. You're not going to just like dump it in cup by cup. you're going to sift it on top of the egg whites. So you need a sifter. Forgot to turn my camera on. Okay, so I put my flour in a sieve, and I'm just sprinkling it on top. And I'm not beating the egg whites, I'm just folding the flour in. I'm not beating it up against the side of the bowl. I'm not using a hand mixer. I'm just going to put the rest in there. And we're just going to lightly fold it into the egg whites. That's all you want to do. You do not want to be aggressive with it. If you're aggressive with it, you just deflate your cake, because your egg whites have a lot of air in it. So we're going to lightly just go over this a couple of times until we get all of our flour mixed, and we'll be right back. Okay, it's all mixed together. We're very light with it. Light and airy. It's all blended now. Okay, I can't find my Angel Food pan, but I do have a bundt pan. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bundt pan. You can, if you don't have a bundt pan, you don't have an Angel Food cake pan. And the Angel Food cake pan is just, it's got flat sides and it flutes out a little at the top. You could use a loaf pan, a bread pan, and do that and make it kind of like a pound cake, but it's your Angel Food cake. But do not grease this. Do not put Pam in there. Do not put your shortening in there and then put flour on top of that like you do normal cakes to prevent it from sticking. This one needs to be a clean pan. No grease, no flour. Just in its form, like it just came out of the dishwasher or something, nice and clean. It's very important. If you put grease on it to prevent your cake from sticking, your cake's not going to rise. So a clean, dry pan. Now we're just going to smooth out the top. And we're going to put it in the oven at 325 degrees. And you're going to start it at 40 minutes. And then watch it from there. So it's 40 to 45 minutes. And don't put the pan on the very bottom. Stick the pan in the middle of the oven on the rack, not on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get this in the oven. Okay, I moved my rack up one so it's in the middle. Put your cake in, 325. Okay, so we're going to do it for starting at 40 minutes at 325. My instructions say 40 to 45 minutes and maybe 40 to 50 minutes depending on your altitude. but I like to start at the lower number and then check to see after that point if it needs about 5 more minutes. Halfway mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate that pan halfway through. Just to make sure that it's cooked evenly. We're just going to rotate it halfway. You see how it's rising already? Okay, so let's let it cook the rest of the way. Okay, my 40 minutes has gone. My timer went off. So I'm now going to check to see if the cake is thoroughly cooked through. I'm going to stick a knife in the center. That looks pretty clean. Do it over here. Same thing. It's done. So we're going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a plate over it. I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to allow it to sit here and cool for about 3 hours upside down. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow the cake to release itself and drop to the plate. And mine only needs to drop about this much down, so it's not a big drop, but it does release it from the pan. So I'm going to let this cool for 3 hours, and I'm going to continue on with the strawberry slurry. I'm going to go ahead and do my strawberries I picked this morning and the strawberries that I've been picking all week that I put in the freezer. So I've got both of these going on. And I'm going to make a strawberry slurry that goes on our cake tonight. I got the frozen strawberries I collected all week. They're actually pretty good size. That's my freezer going off. I left the door open. And then I got smaller ones. I've got some good ones. And then I got smaller ones. So the smaller ones I'm going to cut in half and use these as the chunks for the strawberry shortcake. And then the bigger ones I'm going to grind up in the blender and make a strawberry slurry. So I'm going to wash these up and then get the tops off of them. Telling you what, nothing makes you more prouder than seeing a bowl of strawberries that you grew in your own garden. Look how good those look. I'm going to wash them off, get all the dirt off of them, and then I'm going to pull the tops off and start putting some in a blender. Some of these probably could have stayed on a little bit longer on the vine, but I needed this for the strawberry shortcake. And then these tops are going to go to the pigs. Okay, so my bigger strawberries I put in the blender, which I'm going to make a slurry out of. And then my little strawberries I'm going to put in this container, and I'm just going to half them. And I'm not going to do anything with them, because once I pour the slurry on the angel food cake, I'm going to drop bits and pieces of strawberry, half strawberries onto the cake. So I'm going to preserve them in here tonight until we're ready to dress up our angel food cake. Okay guys, my tiny little strawberries I left whole in a jar. I'm going to put this in the fridge until tonight. This is going to be topped over the slurry, so you have actually chunks of strawberries in your strawberry shortcake. And then the larger ones, I'm going to blend up in a blender right now with some sugar and some honey. I'm going to make a little slurry. Okay, I have my strawberries in, and it looks like, I can't tell how many cups is in there. 4 cups of strawberries. And I'm going to use about 3/4 to 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to do 1/2 cup at the start. And then I'm going to use my honey. And look at the date on the honey. In 2020. That's right before I lost my beehives to that freak snowstorm we had. So I'm going to pour some honey into it. Probably about 1/4 cup of honey. And then I'm going to put in about 1/2 cup of water. So I'm going to put in the 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm just going to pulse it. And we're going to do one more pulse. And there's your strawberry slurry. We're going to put it in the fridge to let it thicken up. And by the time the cake cools in 3 hours, we'll have our strawberry slurry, our whipped cream, and our nice chunks of strawberries to top the cake with. And there you have it. Homemade angel food cake with a strawberry slurry. Well, that didn't take long, did it? It's a very simple recipe, very easy to make. You always look at angel food cakes in the store and you think, oh, that's hard to make, but now you know it's not. So go ahead and enjoy that angel food cake. Put any fruit topping you want on it or just eat it plain. But I'm going to serve my husband some strawberry cake for tonight for dessert. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and help me grow. Thank you so much. Have a good night.